What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Happy Monday. This is your Monday motivational video for your day. Excuse my stuffiness. I was actually in the car with the AC on full blast the whole way from Connecticut. I just got back in town from taking my parents back after having a really fun-filled weekend with my family. So I told you guys that I was bringing them out here. And all of my aunts and uncles were really surprised to see him. It was a really nice time. I got to see all of my cousins. I got to meet cousins that I hadn't met before, but I've only seen in pictures. So that was really nice. Food, fun, music, conversations, reminiscing, memories, lots of pictures. So it was really nice. And then I ended up taking my mom and my dad back to Connecticut yesterday. So I just got back in today. And I'm also mentally preparing myself because my niece is going to be going away to college. And she is the only niece that I have. I have 4 nephews and 1 niece. And, I raised her. So she's like my little girl, you know what I mean? So it's kind of bittersweet, but I'm super proud of her. She grew up to be an amazing young lady. She's going to school for psychology. So that's going to be fun. So I'll be going back in 2 weeks to see her off before she flies out. But other than that, you guys, I had a pretty good weekend. A little traffic during my travels, which is not fun going through New York City, but it is what it is. It doesn't matter. But anyway, I've had lots of conversations, with my niece getting ready to, embark in a new venture in her life. She's 18 now. She's going to college. She's going pretty far away. So she's not going to be around any of us. So we've had tons of conversations lately. And, one of the things that I did tell her is that, if she ever feels like, it's just not for her, or if she's just not comfortable, or if she, doesn't feel like it's working out, then she can always go back home. And so, that's kind of what I want my message to be for you guys today. Is it's okay if you want a change. It is okay if you want something different. When you go to school, and thankfully now I am doing what I have a degree in. I have a degree in business management, and I'm actually an entrepreneur now, which is great. But I graduated, years ago, and it took me this long to finally feel like I can use the skills and the things that I've learned when I got my degree towards what I'm doing right now. But there's a lot of people who, go to college, they go to school, they get the degrees, they're spending all this money on college, and they don't do anything with it, and they completely go on a different route than what they got their degree in when they get out of school. And it's one of those things where even if you go to college, it's okay if you don't know what you want to do as a freshman. There's people who don't know what they want to do even as a sophomore. They don't know until halfway through their 4 years what they want to do with their life. I remember when I started college, I initially went to college for marketing. And immediately after the first semester, I knew that wasn't for me. Like, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, but I knew marketing wasn't it. Marketing, I thought, was, at first, the thought of marketing really kind of, interests me because, you go to different businesses and you help, you're on a marketing team, or maybe you can manage a marketing team or a marketing department. But it was just something that was just like, once I started learning things and, I was in school and classes for it, I was just like, I don't think I want to do this. So after my first semester of college, I ended up wanting to get into business management. And that's what I stuck with. And with business management, we learned business law, we learned communications, entrepreneurship, accounting, financing, and a lot of other things like that. And that is more of for me, it was a better umbrella to be in, because business management, you can go in and manage any business as long as you know the business that you're managing in, right? So I kind of stuck with that, and, after I got out of school, it was crazy because when I got out of school, I was just like, all right, well, what now? What now, right? So I was working in different corporate offices, but it wasn't the places and the businesses that I was working for, I didn't want to manage those places because I saw the stress that came with it. I've been in the insurance industry. I have been in, placement businesses where they have worked with Fortune 500 companies. I have been in the healthcare field. After I got my degree, went to school for cosmetology because I'm like, you know what, I don't think that the corporate world is for me. So I wanted to do something else, and I've always been into beauty and style and things like that. So I'm like, you know what, let me put myself through school. Let me get my cosmetology license and see what I can do with this, because with cosmetology, it's not just being a cosmetologist or a barber or a hairdresser. You can actually get your doctorate in cosmetology. You can go into, the science behind certain beauty products, or you can work in labs. You can, do a ton of different things once you go to cosmetology school. So with having my degree, I'm like, all right, let me see where I can go with this. But then an opportunity came around in corporate. So a couple of years in, after I started, I was in a salon, I took the opportunity. That was me being in the healthcare field, and I kind of leveled up a little bit in that, but I saw the management positions, and I saw that getting closer to what I was doing, and I said, you know what, I think this is just not it. And after a while, this was a course of years after I graduated college, and now, almost 40, I feel like I'm finally putting my degree to use. But it was one of those things where I knew business management was going to come in handy for me with the things that I wanted to do. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people out there who go to college, graduate, and still aren't sure if that's what they want to do. So, aside from that, and aside from careers, this goes with anything in life, you guys. Anything, whether it's friendships, relationships, careers, lifestyle, your a health lifestyle, if you are going back to school, whether it's for a doctorate, a master's, or whatever the case may be, if you don't feel it, go with what your gut and your heart is telling you to do. Don't, push yourself to do something just because people are telling you that that's what you should be doing. At the end of the day, it is you putting yourself through these long courses, or if it's a job, it is you putting in these long hours and you putting in the work with your position. It is you in this relationship that is putting in as much as you can. It is you in these friendships. You know what I mean? So it is you. Don't allow anybody to make you feel like you have to do something just because they feel it's something that you should be doing. If you feel like you are in the middle of doing something and it doesn't feel comfortable, you're not happy, you're stressed out, you're getting anxiety, you are constantly in this dark space, it's probably time for a change. It's probably time to switch off. And when it comes to, careers and things like that, don't quote me on this quote, but it's one of those things, like they say, like if you do something that you love, you would never work for the rest of your life, because work should never feel like work. You should always be doing something that you absolutely love, that you're passionate about, that you never feel like you are stressing over. I mean, granted, yes, all jobs and careers do have its own stresses, but when you love what you do, those stresses become a little minimal than if you were in a position that you didn't want to be in and you were dealing with that stress. It's almost like you're stressed enough by doing something that you don't want to do, but then on top of that, there's stress that comes with something that you're not wanting to do. You know what I mean? So it is okay to find something different. It is okay to make a change, you guys. And it's a conversation that I had with my niece. I told her, you're going really far away. We're not around. It's not like we're a drive away. Like, I'm a drive away from her now, but she's going to be a flight away. So it's not easy for us to get to her. So, I had this conversation with her. I told her, I said, if it's not something that you feel it's for you, or you find something different that you want to do, or you want to jump into a different career, do that. You are 18 years old now. You are a very smart girl, and you should be able to do something that you are passionate about, something that excites you, something that ignites you. And granted, you may be doing this for a couple of years and then later on find out that that's probably not, then that's okay too. There's people who switch careers later on in life. It's probably a little harder at that point because you know, as far as the training goes, the older you are, I think people feel like they want, depending on the job, I feel like, you know, it's a little harder when you're older to switch careers because it's the whole training thing. They want people who have experience and things like that. But it is still okay to find, you know, what you love. Do something different if you are not comfortable, or you see that where you are right now is getting you nowhere. It is okay to make a change. All right. So with that being said, you guys, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Hope you guys stay encouraged, motivated, inspired. You know, always continue to keep yourself inspired in whatever it is that you are doing. And if you are not inspired, then it's probably time to make a shift. All right. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you guys are up to. Let me know how your weekend was. And if you haven't done so, please subscribe to my channel, hit like, share, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you guys can get notified whenever I pop up on your feed. I'll see you guys later.